live streamed. The representative of the sending district is authorized to vote on such matters that affect the sending district students or affect the governance of the Princeton Public Schools as more specifically designated in NJSA 18A 38.8.1. Sending district votes pertaining to personnel actions refer to high school, central administrative, and district-wide staff only. Votes otherwise are considered abstentions. In the event that NJSA 18A 38-8.1 is amended, the law shall take precedence over this bylaw. All right, roll call. There we go. Beth Bayron.
Here.
Adam Bierman.
Here.
Debbie Bromfeld.
Here.
Mara Franceschi.
Here.
Eleanor Hubbard.
Here.
Susan Cantor.
Here.
Ari Mizell.
Here.
Christopher Santarpio.
Here.
Catherine Lara.
Here.
You have quorum.
Welcome to the meeting. As those can see, Daphne Kendall is traveling and I will be handling her duties this evening. So first we want to do the adoptions of the minutes from the October 28th meeting. Are there any comments from the board? Please.
Need a motion?
Motion to adopt the minutes. Anyone approve? Debbie, second Mara.
Beth Bayron.
Abstain.
Adam Bierman.
Yes.
Debbie Bromfeld.
Yes.
Mara Franceschi.
Yes.
Eleanor Hubbard.
Yes.
Susan Cantor.
Yes.
Ari Mizell.
Yes.
Christopher Santarpio.
Yes.
Catherine Lara.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Welcome to the meeting. I'm going to immediately turn it over to the superintendent for his comments for the evening.
Thank you, Ms. Cantor. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. It's a busy time of the year, and we've had a lot going on in district. Just had our fall production at the middle school last week, and we've got our high school production coming up. Dr. Tu worked with our supervisor of visual performing arts to host a consortium last week to look at our visual performing arts program. And that was a ton of work, and a special thanks to Pat Lenahan for putting that together and doing so with such attention to detail. I would like to make two sort of special statements. The first is to thank all of the families and our PTO in particular for helping to support a food drive at this time of the year. As all of you know, there was a disruption and continues to be some disruption to food assistance programs that the federal government supports. And we know that our families in district were affected by that. And we put out a special call, and of course the response was terrific. And our principals, our PTO members helped deliver food to families who need it and continue to do so. Just got a note earlier this evening about some needs at one of the food banks. So thank you there. And then by the end of the week, I probably will send yet another reminder about a very special guest that will be here on December 1st in the Performing Arts Center at 7 p.m. She is has become a friend of mine. She's about to turn 90 years old and grew up in the Netherlands and survived the Holocaust. And her story is really quite moving and inspiring, and it will make anyone who shows up thankful at this time of the season and this time of the year for what we have in our lives. So I hope everyone is able to join us, including the students who are seated at the table tonight, and that they bring a few friends of theirs. And I just want to wish everyone a happy and peaceful season as we enter the holidays. And to kind of hit that chord, hopefully, we've invited some of our students and some of our staff from Riverside Elementary School. So I'm going to ask our principal, Mr. Max Actow, to come to the microphone and introduce some of our guests and give us a brief presentation. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for having us this evening. I'm here with Team Riverside, and we're very excited to be here. And we're going to take a moment to introduce ourselves. My name is Max Actow, Principal of Riverside. It's my third year. And
hi, everybody. I'm Ben Samara. I'm the school counselor at Riverside in my 17th year at Riverside.
I'm Emma Giamenko. I'm in 4th grade, and I'm in Miss Levy's class.
I'm Maya Dvir, and I'm in 5th grade in Mr. McGovern's class.
all right. Thank you. And our presentation this evening is going to be building community at Riverside School. We would wanted to share with the board and with Princeton basically what things we do at Riverside that we really enjoy, that brings us together as a school as well as with the greater community. And I have our student representatives here to also give their feedback of the events they enjoy and why they like them. So that's why we're here this evening. Okay. So one of our goals for this year, one of my goals as principal and a staff's goal is to create more opportunities to bring staff, students, families, and the greater community together. And that was based on feedback just from anecdotally from students, from staff, from families. What are we doing? What can we do to bring more families together, more of our community together? And as principals, sometimes you say, oh yeah, we do things, we come together. But we wanted to do it a little bit more structured this year. And our goal to make it tangible is once a month, we have to come together as a full school for an assembly, for an event, for something, so that we know that we're doing it at least once a month and celebrating. So that's what we've done the first 2 or 3 months. Okay, we can go to the next slide.
And I want to say, Mr. Akta and I have talked a lot about this, and he really is adamant about making a concerted effort, a push towards more community. And in the day and age we're living in, when there's more and more isolation we're seeing amongst kids, community in all sorts of forms is so important. And it's not just the school community, it's the school community connecting to the wider community, to the university community, to the parent community. And that's what I think we're going to show you today is our effort at community across all areas. And so the first place is during our morning meetings. We're really happy to be using the new Character Strong curriculum. Thank you to the board and to Dr. Tu and to John McMichael, the counseling supervisor, for spearheading that. That had started in Littlebrook and is now at all 4 elementary schools. And the kids are really loving that Character Strong curriculum. It's a time for them to come together. We do that during our morning meetings. Mr. Akta makes his rounds every day to make sure that he is part of every classroom community, stepping into classrooms and making sure he is seen and known as well. And so those morning meetings are really, really important. Those kind of start things off for us.
Yeah, and I always tell the students, I always say, you should see me at least once a day. You have to see me at least once a day. So that is my goal as a principal, just to make sure I make the rounds and do that. Okay.
And so our all school morning meetings, as we talked about, we're getting together once a month. So this month there's no morning meeting. We're doing the turkey trot, but in the months where we don't have little activities like that, we have instituted these morning meetings, which is a really good chance for the school to come together. There's a picture on the left of us doing the tree song, the Riverside Tree Song, all together as a group. And these have been really, really great. And I'm going to talk about our Spirit Days in a little bit. But one thing I'll say is we've had more participation in our Spirit Days this year than any other year. I think because of these morning meetings, because we're able to really get to the whole school all at once and say, hey, participate, join us, right? And it is building that sense of community. So I have really personally enjoyed these. How about you, girls? Want to share your experiences?
I really like the full school morning meetings because we can see every single grade level at once, and we don't have to go to every single classroom and do things individually.
I like it because we can all join together and sing this song and see everybody, and it's really fun.
So it's been a really good opportunity for us to all get together.
And with the morning meetings, we try to make it very student-led. So they run the song, they introduce it, they do the pledge, they welcome everyone. So our 4th and 5th graders predominantly do the introduction. So it's been very positive so far. Okay.
So as I said, our Spirit Weeks, we have a couple Spirit Weeks throughout the year where we'll do themed dress-up days. As you can see, Pajama Day is a big hit, but we call it Dreaming of a Kinder World. We have Team Up Against Bullying. We try to make these Spirit Week days, and some of the other schools do similar things as well. We try to connect these specifically to our upstander values, which is something that we have at Riverside, which I also think brings together a sense of community. It's a set of shared values that we have as a school community that we try to uphold. And that's something that I try to reinforce in my meetings with the kids as well. Do you have any favorite Spirit Days?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
At the end of the week, we usually do a school spirit day, and the PTO bought every single student in the school a blue t-shirt with the Riverside sign, and we all wear it to show school spirit at the end of Spirit Week.
My favorite is pajama day because we can all come to school in our pajamas and it's really fun.
We all like pajama day, everyone, principals included. Okay, we can go to the next. Okay.
And so another thing that we are doing for the first time this year is one thing that I'm seeing a lot as a counselor is that I'm having to react more to a lot of different things around the school and trying to create more of a common language around that, and doing my lessons instead of in individual classrooms in a community meeting style where we're bringing the kids together almost like an assembly, a fun assembly for them. I don't need a microphone, but I have a microphone and I walk around with it and I'm giving it to the kids, and we're doing activities together in this space in a way that kind of breaks the mold for what I've seen counseling lessons be in the past. And Max and I were really not afraid to kind of try to do something different. And so we're really trying this year to see if it works. And so far it's been working pretty well. And I think it's helping with our sense of community, right? To have the whole grade together at once, listening to these things, reinforcing these topics. That's the character strong responsibility topic. They had a different definition for responsibility. I changed it to doing what you're supposed to do because it's just very simple for the kids to understand. And I've really enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite things that I've done this year with the kids. And I think it's one of the best examples that we have of community right now.
Did you guys want to say anything about the community meetings, or are we good? You're good. We're good right now. Okay. Okay. So we have some pictures of Grand Pals up there, and I know we do this across some of the buildings in the elementary division. This is kind of our outreach to our seniors in the community. They come once a week to our kindergartners. They partner in the library. They read. They become buddies, friends. A lot of tales are told, stories are told. It's great to overhear some of these conversations because you have a very young, often a 5-year-old with a senior, and it's a wonderful thing to hear and see. So that is, we've loved that outreach, and that's been going on for quite a while. And then we have our kindergarten buddy program, which is we've partnered our kindergartners and 5th graders together to connect 2 or 3 times a month, where they have time where they come together, again, reading, do a craft, maybe play a game, just trying to make those connections from the 2 ends of the spectrum at the elementary level. And those 5th graders really become mentors to the younger ones. So it's a really neat program. And Maya, would you like to?
I like doing 5th grade buddies because we can do we can read to the kindergartners and like hang out with them, and I like it a lot.
All right, great. And another thing we do to kind of build community at the grade level is, because in elementary, as many of you know, students are in their classrooms for about 75% of the time with one homeroom teacher. So, we have 3 sections, for instance, at each grade level, but a lot of times the kids have told me, Mr. Octow, it's really nice to see our friends in the other classes. So what we offer in 4th and 5th, when the schedule's conducive, and it is for the most part, is an enrichment program where during recess, students can, if they'd like, pick art, one of our specials, music, and instead of going to recess, if they want to go with their friends or with it, they go visit that teacher, and they have an enrichment program during those 25 minutes of recess. So it could be sketching, it could be painting, it could be playing the ukulele. It's pretty neat. So, and that seems to be pretty popular with the students because they choose. It's a choice if they want to do that or not. And you want to share maybe some of your experiences with?
I really like to do enrichments because I love to go to the library and I love to read, and I also love to help our librarian, and I help check in the books and I help shelve the different books just to help out.
The librarian loves it too. Super.
I like doing art enrichment because we can draw or make stuff and catch up on art projects we didn't finish in art class.
And this is something that's new within the last year or so,
Yeah,
right?
we
And
just started
something
that
I think
last
has
year.
been a great addition to our lunch recess periods and giving kids just tons of options for things that they enjoy and connection as well. And so another thing that we've been trying to do over the last year or two for community is our staff to student mentor program. So for students who we feel who are identified that need an extra connection, just another adult connection, we want every child to feel like they have someone in the building that they can go to if there's a problem, if they need someone to talk to. And so we have about 25 students receiving one-to-one mentorship. It's pretty simple. It's just connect with a kid, do something for 10 to 15 minutes once a week. And we have some really great mentor matches. I have teachers who tell me it's their favorite part of the week. And you can see how it'll be great for a kid, but it's also great for teachers to keep that spark with them as well. And we're seeing that with this. And I'd like to continue to expand this.
And I want to commend Mr. Samara. That was something new last year that he started and put it together. And we have about 25 partnerships right now. I'm up there with my mentee. I'm a mentor as well. We cleaned my fish tank that day. But what we do is, it's, as Mr. Samara said, spending time together, building community, spending time, making those connections. Okay, thank you.
And then we talked about the youngest students feeling part of the community, and now we go to the oldest students feeling part of a community, and then we have that connection with our 5th grade to kindergarten buddies, of course, too. But the Riverside Student Council, and it's taken many different forms over the last couple of years, but Student Council is really our 5th grade representatives meeting throughout the year. This year, we have several meetings where they're going to meet with Mr. Octow and myself to input their student voice into the conversation, so they really feel a part of the Riverside community, talking about the bathroom, about the recess field, about one of our meetings is about building community. What are their thoughts on building community and supporting new students, perhaps? Being upstanders and building a culture of respect. We're going to have a meeting about that. We want to hear student voice in that conversation so that it's not just coming from the adults. And so this is a way for our oldest students to really feel like they have a voice. I want to talk about gratitude challenge.
The gratitude challenge is when you fill out a piece of paper and you either rip it or cut it in half, and half of it goes in a box and half of it goes to the person that you wrote it to, and it says something kind or a compliment. And we try to get like more than 200 gratitude slips filled out each year just to make someone a little happier.
The kindness challenge is like a piece of paper with things like compliment someone or make someone laugh, or make a piece of paper that says be kind. And if you complete all of them, you can get a prize, and like it can help people be kinder.
So those are just 2 activity kind of weeks or programs that we do during the school year, again, to try to build community.
I'd like to also just mention our outreach with the greater community of the university, great partner with us. So we just had Reading with the Tigers last week, which is when the student athletes come down and they read to our K-1-2 students. Wonderful program. We do it about twice a year. And they come in and they talk to the students about what they play in high school. A lot of the kids say, I saw you on the basketball court, because a lot of our kids with the university do go to the games, and we do have that connection. So that's been really fun with the university. We have Science Day, which is also a big thing we do at Riverside in the spring. And we have a lot of university family connections and a lot of models. They come down and teach us a lot about science. So we love that partnership with the university. And we also have the pre-dental student service committee who comes down and talks to our kindergartners about oral hygiene and things and all those good things. But those partnerships we value quite a bit. So,
and that the piece about the university just kind of sparked me to just think about too, that we at Riverside, our community for years now, every school gets a lot of university families, but we get a lot of university families that particularly are transient, that they're only there for maybe a year or two. And so this stuff that we're talking about tonight is especially important for those families. And especially just to see that logo, or to see someone from Princeton University and they maybe say, that's where my mom or dad works, right? That in and of itself helps build community and help them feel connected to the school.
And this is just a list of events, and I figured we would pick 1 or 2 each and just kind of talk about 1 or 2 that resonates with each of us. I was going to pick I love the choir instrumental concerts that we have in the arts. We just had the Arts Consortium come by, and they observed at Riverside, which was great. But every time the students do a concert, if it's instrumental or vocal, we make it one of our all-school assemblies because the students love to perform for their siblings, for their friends, for their neighbors. And again, kids are seeing other kids in different lights. So we always do one in-house, and then the kids get to play a second time because they practice so much. So it's nice they have two concerts, 2 for 1, right? And then we have the parents in the evening. The other thing I like is the stay-in plays we do. As Mr. Samara said, we have about 1/6 of our student body turnover each year. We have about 50 new students or more each year turnover with just transition. A lot of it's the university. So we really make a concerted effort in September on Fridays to stay and play. We just stay on the playground and play. That is our big, and there's no necessarily an agenda. We get a lot of families back there. It's great. And a lot of the new families meet other parents, students get to meet, and it really kicks off the new year. So that's, again, trying to build the community, families, but also for our new students, as Mr. Samara said. So,
My favorite event is definitely field day because I love that we just get to play on the field and do a lot of fun things, and we don't really have any tests or work that we need to do because I know not everybody likes to do that, and everybody likes to just run around and play.
My favorite is the Halloween parade because we can dress up in our costumes and walk around and see everybody else's costumes. And also on Halloween, we don't have to do any work. So.
And as you can see from the pictures up there, I think the Halloween parade is probably the teacher's favorite too.
Right.
I want to shout out the PTO clubs because as a former track coach, I, always thought for years that, it was a shame that the elementary students couldn't do extracurricular activities. They didn't have anything after school. And the PTO clubs have been amazing for the kids. Mr. Beck is doing a running club, which, like I said, is awesome because we got to recruit them young. And, there's so many cool clubs, Sticky Fingers, Ooey Gooey, cooking, like just fun stuff for the kids after school. And we really love that. And that is definitely community building at its finest.
And that's a wrap. And that's the 4 of us right up there with River Bear. So we just wanted to, but I'd like to thank our 2 student presenters this evening. I'd like to thank Maya and Emma for joining us and giving you feedback. And Mr. Samara, of course, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for being here. Girls, are you running the turkey trot?
Yeah.
All right. Good job.
All are welcome, by the way. Turkey trot.
My question was really for Dr. LaSousa. How many turkey trots are you running this Thanksgiving?
I saw JP's today, and they were pretty intense out there. I stood aside. And that's it for my report. Thank you.
So I think next on the agenda is our report from our student board members, Anya and Ash. So please take it away.
It's great to be back. The first thing we want to talk about today is AI usage at the high school. So the school district has blocked ChatGPT, Claude, and a couple of other AI chatbots on the school computers, but I'm sure this is a shock to nobody that every student who is using AI is just working around that. So despite there's a no tolerance policy for AI misuse in many classes, and I think that was made by the school board. And most teachers have it on 0, but there's still an overwhelming amount of students using AI for every assignment. Personally, I cannot walk down the hallway without overhearing people say they're just gonna ask chat for homework answers or test prep or writing help. And a lot of students are saying that even though they know it's bad to use AI, they feel like they have to because they need to be able to keep up with everyone else who is using it. And a lot of students who are using AI don't know about the negative impacts for the environment and ethically and on their own learning. So last year in my media studies class, my teacher, Miss King, who is fantastic, started the year with an assignment about how AI was really negatively impacted learning and the environment. And there were a lot of students in that class who didn't know those things and actually changed their mind about AI usage. And it was very effective for the students to have to do their own research about that. So because AI isn't going away and it's still going to be part of our lives after high school, I think we need to give students a proper understanding of what AI is. And we should be encouraging teachers to start those conversations in the classroom and let students make their own decisions about if they want to use it and how they can incorporate it into their work without it becoming detrimental to their learning. Ani?
Okay, this is kind of on the opposite spectrum, but recently our world language classes, the Italian classes and the French classes just came back from their trips to Italy and France. And I just thought it was important to shout that out because it's a lot of the students get a really good immersive learning with that. They get to learn and be more experienced to the language specifically, and also like the food, the culture, all of it. Every year they usually have the opportunity to travel abroad, whether it's to France, Spain, Italy, Japan, Cuba, or Peru, and also a bunch of other countries. We have the amazing opportunity to host exchange students as well from those countries, which I know that happened before we went on the trips. And yeah, so a lot of like this includes living with the host families in that country, in the respective countries. They get historical visits. I know they went to the French students went to a concentration camp. They get to eat authentic food, practice a language with native speakers, gain confidence, kind of. And yeah, they also get the independence and responsibility that comes with traveling abroad with just like your classmates and the chaperones that come along from the school. But they also get lifelong memories, and it's super fun to obviously go abroad and experience a new country, especially during like kind of a more boring time in school. Nothing's really happening sometimes, but it's just really fun.
I don't know if I'm supposed to comment on any of that. I also think traveling abroad is fabulous, and Dr. Tu will handle all the questions about AI.
Weren't you talking to the humanities teachers about that today? I heard you pop by. It was interesting. So we are undertaking a humanities program review, and it really kicked off today. So we had teachers from the history and English departments from the middle and the high school, and obviously AI came up. And what was interesting was as we had breaks it was a full day session. I saw, Dr. Miller on ChatGPT 0 checking student assignments. I saw Mr. Lev on checking assignments. So teachers are aware. AI checkers are not infallible. But I have talked with Ms. Burge, and I think the plan is to have some class meetings about this, so I can follow up with her of what that looks like, to kind of talk to students about there are benefits with AI, but we want you to do the thinking for yourselves, right? Because sooner or later, you're going to have to know what's real and what's not. And if you don't have that foundational understanding, and I think I'm preaching to the choir here, you're not going to be able to think critically. And that's why I think this humanities program review is so timely, because that's where we do that deep work, right? That's when we look at different sources and where are we getting information, and how do we do these critical literacies. So I think the teachers are trying to catch up as best as we can. I think every adult in this room is trying to catch up as much as we can. And I'm glad to hear that Ms. King did that work. She's a wonderful teacher. And there is a huge environmental impact every time we use AI. So those are some of the topics that I think we could do a better job of exposing, maybe through our, peer group, Freshman Academy, and then kind of build up across. But if you guys have ideas, we'd love to hear them.
I'm a peer group leader this year, and this is the first year that we're working on instituting an AI outreach for the freshmen in the next coming months. We're the students are writing it, so we're working on that.
Happy to help in any way.
And I was teasing a little bit, but I do want to note, and I met with some of the students who write for the Tower yesterday, that a lot of the website blocks that students are concerned about haven't been a deliberate set of decisions. They're the default settings in some of the software that we're using for the new MacBooks and for other software programs that our tech department has on board. So it could well be that a number of the AI models fall under those default settings. And we are having a lot of conversations as a district, as a board, sometimes individual conversations, sometimes in committee, about screen use, about cell phones, about AI. A lot of this stuff is wrapped together. And there aren't necessarily any easy answers, except that I don't think homework can be graded any longer with any fidelity, and that we probably are going to have to move more toward the Blue Book experience that you all don't understand that reference, but these are complicated conversations. I think it's fabulous that you're doing some of the heavy lifting about helping other students who are younger and coming into our fold understand what they're doing. And of course, our teachers are doing a lot of great work navigating this world too.
I'd like to make a comment. I think it's also great to be in partnership, the students in partnership with the teachers and the admin team and the super and assistant, because I think there's things like the phone policy, like an honor code, like AI, are great places to hear student voice with teacher voice and come up with policies that everyone understands and can really support and understand why certain rules are made, not just guess as to why they're made. So I think what you both reported on was like really important into how we can best hear that voice, because I think you guys know the consequences of using some of these things, and teaching your fellow students is the best way to go forward with that. Okay, you guys good? All right, so now we're up to our first public comment, and this can be on agenda items and non-agenda items. I have two people who signed up before the meeting, and then we'll open it to see if anyone else needs to talk. The first person is Denise DeLeon. Please identify your name and where you live. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Denise DeLeon, and I live on, do I need to put the full address?
Just the street name is
Okay,
fine.
Sassafras Row in Princeton. I just prepared something so this way I can make sure I hit every bullet. Good evening, and thank you for giving us the time. My name is Denise DeLeon, and I'm the proud parent of a Princeton senior cheer athlete at the Princeton High School, and I'm here with some other parents from the cheer team as well. Tonight, I want to bring awareness to something many in our community may not realize. For the past 4 years, our cheerleaders have accomplished every achievement and without receiving any funding from the district. These young women raised every dollar themselves for cheer camp, uniforms, bows, travel, and training. They reused old uniforms that were worn down or falling apart, yet still represented Princeton with pride and professionalism. And they did all of this while still performing at the highest level. The results speak for themselves. This season alone, the cheer team brought home 3 CVC trophies, demonstrating their excellence, consistency, and teamwork. From there, they advanced to regionals, where they won and earned their spot to compete on the national stage. They didn't just show up, they earned their way through hard work, discipline, and the kind of determination that reflects positively on the entire district. What makes this even more extraordinary is that they reached these milestones without the same funding support of other athletic programs received, especially in other districts. This is not about comparing or criticizing, it's about awareness. It's about recognizing the impact of 4 years of effort done entirely through fundraising and community support. These girls worked relentlessly, hosting bake sales, flower sales, doing car washes, partnering with trampoline parks, organizing sponsorship outreach, and participating in our successful annual golf fundraiser. On top of that, they invested in high-level training. They partnered with UCA coaches. They trained with Princeton University cheer team, as we have a strong partnership with the university. And practice long hours after school and on weekends, often in a gym with no air. The commitment has been incredible. All of this, every fundraiser, every late practice, every reused uniform led them to where they are today. CVC champions, regional champions, and national qualifiers. And may I just add, this is in Florida for the Nationals. This is something Princeton should be proud of. And now as they move forward to represent our district on one of the biggest stages in the country, this is the moment for the Board of Education to step in and show some support. Not because they asked for it, but they never did. Not because they expected it, they didn't. But because they've shown year after year that they are worthy of it. These girls have poured their heart and their hard work into this school for years.
I'm sorry to interrupt a little, but as you come to the conclusion.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
They have carried themselves with excellence, they have represented Princeton with pride, and they have made history. Now as they prepare for nationals, it's time for them to finally feel the backing of the district behind them, the same way we've shown up for Princeton time and time again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting these incredible young women as they continue to make our school and our community proud.
Thank you. We have a second person that signed up, Edgar Chadillo. Please state your street address, street name, and
My name is Edgar Trujillo. I live in A. Berencourt, Princeton. And good evening to everybody. And basically, she see everything about our girls for cheerleader. So we asking here just to feel it, the hard work they do, all the cheerleaders, all 4 years. They're working very hard like the other kids. And just come here to ask for support to all the, you guys for them. Because they're working very, very hard, like say every summer, ski vacation, a lot of things to become better to represent Princeton. So that's we asking support the first time for the board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else from the public that wishes to speak?
Hi, my name is Valeria. I also live in 8 Berencourt. I'm one of the captains of the cheer team, and like they were all saying, yeah, I've been on the cheer team since my freshman year, and since my freshman year, we've had to pay for our uniforms, or I used borrowed uniforms because not like a lot of us cheer girls don't have like enough money to pay like the uniforms because they're like pretty expensive. And like or even like our backpacks and stuff, we've been using them for like the past 4 years and like had to fix them and stuff. So like the money has kind of come from us a lot. But we've always been happy to kind of like support like the football team and like do stuff like that and like raise money to be able to go to like our clinics and like all that to like up our skills, because since freshman year we kind of started going to competitions, so we had to like go to more clinics and stuff to like up our skills and be able to do more stuff and like move on from like competition to competition. So like this year as a senior, like it was really exciting to kind of get a bid to nationals because it was like the first time ever. So like we would really like to get that experience on hand. But yeah, it would be like really nice to have more support for the cheer girls and like for mostly for like upcoming years for the other girls that are on the team, so that they know like that the path is there for them. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, a week and a half ago, I ran the Princeton half marathon, and I came down and parked right over here in this lot at 6:10 in the morning. I pulled in, and there were 2 buses. It was a Sunday morning with their lights on, and they were running. And I said, well, where are we sending buses today? I couldn't. It was a Sunday morning, 6:10. And when I came in on Monday, I asked Miss Braden or someone, and they said, "Oh, that was for cheer. They were going out and they had a big competition." And I met Miss Foreman for the first time yesterday. She introduced herself to me, and I said, "I've seen your name on so many emails." So I just want to say congratulations on your accomplishments. You deserve enormous credit for what you guys have achieved. And when I don't know what time you had to be at the bus, probably 7 a.m., but 7 a.m. on a Sunday when it's cold outside and dark shows real commitment, and you should be really proud of yourselves. And of course, we will discuss your request tonight for support. And we wish you the best in the winter if you're still keeping on in the winter. And if not, thank you for representing the school district so well.
Right, I think we'll move to the board committee reports. Let's start with long-range planning and Beth Barron.
The Long Range Planning Committee met on November 11th, and we are basically in our meetings focusing on the continued monitoring of the plan approval process at the state level. There's a number of requirements that have to happen before we can go to bid, but we're kind of going through some typical comments and review back and forth. It takes time, and we appreciate the work that our professionals are doing on this kind of complex process. And our next meeting is on the 9th of December, and we look forward to hearing more from them in terms of as we move through these approvals.
Thank you. Next, we'll do operations with Susan Cantor. We met on October 24th at 1 p.m. on Zoom. As usual, our meeting was packed full of agenda items. First, we had a brief update on the projects that are open from the 2022, 2023, and 2025 referendums that are in the final stages of completion. Jenny Ludmer from Sustainable Princeton presented on energy initiatives in the school, as well as a potential solar power initiative she's working with our district to put together. In the operations portion of the agenda, we discussed ongoing projects, including building management systems, PHS cafeteria display and audio projects, and two upcoming bids for both playground upgrades and HVACs at PMS. And then the district discussed how their upcoming CUSAC work was moving along, and they've been having a great focus on that. In finance, we received an update on the progress of the 2024-25 audit, and we have a contract that will appear on today's agenda updating paging systems within the district. And in technology, we received a comprehensive update of a future communication purchase for the district. Our next meeting is December 11th at 1 p.m. on Zoom. Thank you, Susan. Next, we have personnel.
The Personnel Committee met on Tuesday, November 11th. We discussed many personnel items with administration. And the other thing I just wanted to bring up, the Equity Committee will be meeting in person on Thursday, December 4th at 1 p.m. So hopefully you can join us. Thank you.
Next, we have policy.
There actually was no policy meeting this month, so I have nothing to report other than the fact that the items that were a first read last month are now second read and have moved forward. We meet next on the 4th of December.
And finally, SAC.
So SAC met on November 13th at 9 o'clock. We had one item on our public agenda. Dr. Amy Hnasco, the early childhood supervisor, made a presentation about our pre-K programs evaluation by Grow New Jersey Kids. This is a state evaluation that is similar to CUSAC, and we're very happy that our pre-K sites at Johnson Park and Community Park both earned 4 stars, which is a high quality rating. The outside provider sites are also assessed by Grow New Jersey Kids, but they go through a separate process. We then went into closed session and discussed a research study that's on the agenda for approval today. And we also discussed a possible partnership with Fairgrown Farms to expand access to local produce at no cost to the district. So stay tuned there for future developments. Our next meeting will be on December 11th at 9 on Zoom.
All right, thank you. Are we ready to read the
Yes.
Okay. I1, harassment, intimidation, and bullying acceptance, policy acceptance. And I2, harassment, intimidation, and bullying affirmation. K1, we have second reading of several policies that are listed on the agenda. And then we move to L, personnel, retirements. I wanted to just call out one of them on the agenda, and that's Jen Bigioni, who's been with us for decades, who announced her retirement effective in March. I personally have known Jen for well over a decade, and I just wanted to call out her passion for her students, making sure they have access to books, both that they need for research and for joy in their reading. And she's made the Learning Commons at the high school a place kids really want to come and hang out. So I appreciate all her work and good luck in her retirement. Then we have L2 resignations, L3 appointments, L4 transfer and reassignment, L5 personnel items, L6 leaves of absences, L7 substitutes and student placements, L8 curriculum and instruction, L9 student services, L10 athletic appointments, L11 sixth period compensation, and L12 termination. Then we go to curriculum instruction, M1 student day field trips, M2 a research project that was mentioned by Eleanor. Then we go to N student services, special education, N1 educational placement of pupils 25-26 at Mercer County Technical Schools. Then we go to O business finance, plant and transportation operations, O1 bus safety drills for the fall, O2 cooperative purchasing agreement with Monmouth Ocean County ESC. 3 cooperative purchasing contract award for Eastern Datacom. 4, we have a grant acceptance. 5, financial reports. 6, fire and evacuation drills. 7, purchasing manual. And 8, registration travel agenda.
And I will note that one of the personnel items, L10, had to do with one of our staff members who passed away tragically and suddenly. His name was Quason Williams. And I never had the privilege to meet him, but he apparently had a pretty significant impact on some of our student athletes in the basketball program and also the football program as a youth football coach. So, of course, I'd like to extend our deepest sympathies to his family and just note that the reason that appeared on the agenda was that he tragically passed.
Motion.
Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? We'll go Ari, seconded by Beth.
We can do that after the vote. Beth Bayron,
Yes.
Adam Bierman,
Yes.
Debbie Bromfeld,
Yes.
Mara Franceschi,
Yes.
Eleanor Hubbard,
Yes.
Susan Cantor,
Yes.
Ari Mizell,
Yes.
Christopher Santarpia,
Yes.
Catherine Lara.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We're going to open up for public comment on any topic. Anyone in the audience? No? Looks good. Do you have a motion to close the meeting? Mara, second. Eleanor, all in favor? Please raise their hand. All right, meeting adjourned.